Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on live stream music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, I trust you enjoyed my last video from Adelaide artist Guy Sebastian, and through his song Battle Scars we looked at these things that come into our lives that think, wow, how did that happen? What can we do about it? So I trust you found that one encouraging. We're going on to Gyan Evans, born in 1960 in Geelong in Victoria. She was a youngest of four, and it was around the age of 17 that she went to India and she actually changed her name to Gyan to what it was. We actually don't know what the original name was, but she changed her name because it kind of fitted with her a little bit more. And it was pretty well discovered pretty early on. This girl had a pretty amazing, powerful voice, also a songwriter as well. And put those things together, it wasn't long before she got actually signed by Trafalgar Production, and their distribution label is Warner Brothers. So absolutely hit the ground running with labels. So out came the self-titled album in 1989, and probably the song that took Australia by storm, absolutely, and probably a little bit of the world, was the song Wait. This got to number 14 on the ARIA charts. And one of the lines is, but your heart keeps singing, wait. Now, a little while ago, in fact a long time ago now, I did a video on the cure in between days, and I looked at the fact that there are many in between day moments, like between conception and the baby being born, the last couple of days before your birthday happens, the day before Christmas when you're a kid. There's always things that we're waiting for and wanting to happen. And but this we take this concept goes a little bit further today, and this is that we're waiting for her true love. Now, there could be a couple of takes on this song. The first one could be that she's met all these guys, but they're not quite the right one. Even though they're exciting and cool and wonderful, they're not the one. That could be one take of it. So the heart is saying, wait for the one that's going to make your life better. Not that we ever really get that, I wonder whether, we've tried to put too much emphasis on the other person to fill up all the gaps that we've got. We've got to try and do our best to have not those gaps when we start, so it can just be easy for the other person. Or it could be waiting for, you're in a relationship, you're not quite sure how it's going, but a little bit of you is just hanging on and hoping for the best. You see a bit of a glimmer of hope, your heart's get singing, hey, wait, he might be worth it, she might be worth it. Just hang on to your hats just a little bit. There's a particular, but waiting is an interesting thing, isn't it? In primary school, in reception, they talk about waiting strategies, like when something's about to start, what do you do while you're waiting? In fact, what they actually do at school time is they get the classes to line up in the schoolyard, and they don't come out straight away. They give it 5 minutes or so they can learn how to wait, because learning how to wait is really, really important. But we're talking about matters of the heart here. Matters of desire, matters of commitment, matters of all sorts of things. And whenever I think about a movie that might actually capture this as well, we've got to go to the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise and At World's End. That was a movie where it was all about Davy Jones's heart, and there's some pretty amazing scenes of Jack Sparrow doing what he's doing in that one. But this heart. And because Will Turner ended up slaying the Davy Jones, he became the new Davy Jones. And of course, one of the issues with the Davy Jones is the Flying Dutchman is you can only touch time with land once every 10 years. So near the end of At World's End, we've got him and Elizabeth realizing that this is going to be it for 10 years. And one of the things he says to her, because in this case we actually have the actual heart in a box, look after it for me, because it was always yours. What a beautiful thing to be able to say to somebody. But what does Elizabeth do? She's got to wait 10 years for him to come back, and it's only for one day. Interesting, isn't it? How love can do that. Love captivates your heart and enables you to do the things that you need to do. That's one way of looking at it. There's a tangible, real reason in that particular scenario. But another scenario could be if you're waiting for the perfect person, they may not come. They might, but they'll be perfect for a while, and then that won't be perfect after a while. So, there's no such thing as a perfect person. So maybe you've got to look around you and think, hey, Alicia's learning experiences, I'm going to give my best to whoever, but waiting for that perfect person, one that ticks all the boxes. Think about yourself, think about myself. Am I going to tick all the boxes? No, I'm not. I realise that. We'll do the best that we can to make the relationship work and all the rest of it, but we're not going to tick all the boxes. The only way a person's going to tick boxes with me is, if I've got it all together. And so I've ticked all my own boxes in essence, as opposed to waiting for someone else to do it for me. And that then becomes, what is our default position on our own? How can we make the best of it? How do we know we're happy and we're comfortable in our own skin? Because if we know that, then we can do that when the other person comes along. But waiting is important. Waiting is when we learn about who we are as people. Waiting is all about discovering patience. Waiting is all about, working out what is important. So waiting is not a bad thing. So I've got the link below to that Pirates of the Caribbean clip, and I've got 3 versions of Wait. I've got the official clip, I've got a live version, and I've also got an acoustic version, which, is pretty well cut back, and this is absolutely her. And you see what an amazing voice Gyan has got. It's pretty strong. And there's a lot of really incredible production happening in these songs because it sounds absolutely amazing. The minute you hear the start of the official clip, you're hooked. So we've got the 3 versions of that one. Out came Reddest Red in 1992. Something's Gotta Give. Now, interesting, we've got a live version of this one. And it's like, hey, if we're going to draw closer together to each other, someone's got to have to give way here. Why don't we both do it? If we're going to just pretend like the other person's going to do it, it's not going to happen. Sometimes we've got to call these things out. Hey, something's got to give to progress this thing forward. Well, something's got to give before things break up. There are many something got to give moments, which often as human beings we don't want to do, but we need to do it, or else we're going to, it's not going to be good. So something's got to give. And then back to the first album, we've got It's Alright. We've got the official clip on that one. It's alright. Sometimes we need to hear those words. It's alright. It really, really is. Relax, you can relax. Things are okay. So official clip on that one. Now, Gyan between 1989 and 2015. So, reasonably long career here. We are getting up 30 years, 7 studio albums and 5 singles. And she really has just endeared herself to Australia and has found some little bit of a success as well overseas. And good on you, Warner Brothers, for picking her up and giving this girl a bit of a go, because she really did capture our hearts in her heydays in the late 1980s. So, Gyan, if you're watching, thank you for your contribution to Australian music. It's been absolutely amazing to know that you had some pretty amazing songs in those late 1980s, early 90s. Well, so the links to those, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clips are in the description below, including the one from the Pirates of the Caribbean. They're in the description below, and I've also included my last video from Guy Sebastian, so if you want to recap on him, feel free. Well, if this is your first time to Live Reflections through Music, or you've come back for another video, really great to see you all here today. Thank you for hanging around to the end. That's it for today. Next time we're going to go on to Christina Perri. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.